Hey, 7 p.m. Once again, we live in the Man Cave Sunday night. This is Polk, your number one spot for Polk County High School basketball. Appreciate you all rocking with us. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll go ahead and before we get started, as we always do, want to say what's up to the PG, All-State PG, All-State coach. What's going on, fellas?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing this weekend?
Yes, another day in the journey. Another day in the journey.
Yes, sir. Before we get started, how y'all doing this weekend?
All right. And ran out the daggone screen as you always do. So first up, I don't know if you just gonna tag in later, or you got something to go right now with the with Tuma's tape.
Go later.
So we just need to make this a thing now. Instead of giving it to you at the beginning of the show, you just jump in when the mood hit. We'll start going that way. We can do it that way.
You know, you can have something though.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll transition. Coach's Corner, anything on your dome and your corner, Coach?
Yes, Coach. We posed a question today: top 5 Polk County coaches ever. So I want to hear y'all list for the record for Polk Coots. What's y'all top 5 Polk County coaches of all time?
No order, right?
No order.
Oh, okay. McGriff, Scott Williams, Coach Al Jones, Coach Austin, Coach Collins.
Okay.
And man, the extra one. I wasn't around, but the legacy is big. Coach Pearson.
All right. Polk Coots.
That's put that in the 5. With no order. I'm just gonna say some names. It may be more than 5.
I had an extra set. I got 7 Coach Shields.
Yeah, I'm just saying names. It may be more than 5, but we'll say Pearsall, Austin, and McGriff, Bartow. We'll say Coach Jones, Kathleen, Scott Williams, Lake Region. Coach Shields, Kathleen, Coach Collins, Haines City / Lakeland, Coach Gary Meyer.
Oh, Coach Meyer.
George Jenkins / Lake Gibson. Lake Wells. We'll go with is it Jones at one state before you did?
Yes, Keith Jones.
Jones from Lake Wells. Billy put Billy D in there. I guess if we saying, and since we didn't specify, we'd have to put LaDon and Johnny from the girls' side.
You gotta say 10, man. You can't name top 5.
I'm just putting names, so I don't know if I can jump to 5, but I can put not that many. I can put that many in the, and maybe even Cecil McClellan. I think Cecil McClellan was better than folks kind of gave him credit for.
I agree. Cecil was really good.
That would probably be my, if I had to throw him in there. That would be
my dog. And then Taylor in the top 10.
Right. So y'all just gonna go against the grain, just make it a 10.
I mean, you kind of right off the top. So that to me, that's not something.
Name you too.
To me, that's something you can't really like. It's hard to just get to 5 without getting to a starting point.
Yeah, I agree.
So for me, I have to get to a starting point first, and then I can kind of work around. So that's me just off the top. That's who I would. That's my pool. So I'd have to get people on the list and then get it down to a 5. So I don't know. So I mean, I could give you one by the end of the show. How about that?
Okay.
Now, let me write down all that I just said. So you go ahead. I ain't bring no pen in. We'll get a pen.
I mean, well, all of those are respectable lists. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we posed a question on the page today. I think we got a lot of good names. I think we probably don't talk about coaches enough. If you ask me, even though we highlight the players all the time, but we definitely need to highlight coaches and the job that they have done and what they're doing right now with these kids. So, but I was just wanting you guys' opinion, and we wanted the public opinion on who they consider the best coaches to come through here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just had a lot of talent, but I think we had a lot of great coaches too.
Did you list yours, or did you back out of it?
No, I don't have to back out of mine.
Okay. I didn't know. I left out, so I didn't know if you had said yours while we was out.
I'll tell you my top five. My top five is McGriff, Coach Pearsall, Alvin Pearsall Sr. He's a legend. Coach Jim Austin, Coach Alvin Jones, and Drew Taylor. That's my top five. You know what I'm saying? If we had to include all coaches, which girls, you can't deny the work that Johnny has done and Coach LeDon has done, on the girls' side.
Scott Williams with Drew any day.
And you know what, though? The thing is like Scott is a tremendous coach. He is. But I was just looking at body of work in the county.
Yeah, he built the program.
He did build the program.
That's why I said I take him. He ain't had the athletes already sitting there going to Kathleen faithfully because of the program.
Understood.
Well, I saw him do it every way he goes. That's why he definitely my top five.
If you say my overall top five, like ever, Coach Scott Williams is in there. You know what I'm saying? But I was just looking at his body of work inside the county compared to the others. That's why I did not include Coach Scott Williams.
And we had a discussion about that today. Drew got a lot of body of work. He been there 3 times, consistent winning. That's why Jones goes in there like 91 on. Kathleen was dominant.
They were.
So you gotta look at that as like something that goes on the table, not just because he just won one state championship.
Polk, how many times did Coach Alvin Jones go? I know he went at least twice.
He went twice.
Okay.
He went his first year with us, and then he went back and won it with Alvin and BB now. And I guess from what I understand, I wasn't around. I was in school, but I guess the thought was that if the BB and Alvin both get suspended or something the game before, they was playing somebody, and I guess I've heard that. And I don't know anything to be true about that, but they both
one of them was suspended. I forget which one it was.
And that team, so I guess that team would have probably might have been back to back. But I guess the first year, either the first year or the second year, one of them or both of them got suspended, and they end up not going back to back. But yeah, he did. He went 2 times. Mr. Coach Combs, I've heard about Jack Dietrich. I mean, I guess would he be the best? And then somebody asked if we was to do one like for somebody else I talked to was saying how this would look if you did it for like each school. That would be, interesting, like top, coaches of all time for each school. I don't know if because we brought up Don Grant name came up. Mm-hmm. I never saw Coach Dietrich, but I assume he got to be a great coach if they named a gym after nobody who wasn't real good. So. And
just listening to people talk, Coach Austin's mom, I heard was great. She coached LeDon now. I used to hear about her like all the time, and she's well respected as far as the girls' side go. And then when you start mentioning other coaches, you got to throw Aubrey Whitaker in there. You know what I'm saying? Coach has done a great job basically everywhere he went.
Yeah, I've heard his name too. I've heard he's pretty good too.
And if Woodside keep going to the Final Four, eventually his name gonna have to be mentioned also.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good conversation. Hopefully it'll continue on the page. Like I said, I try to get mine to 5 by the end of the show. So that's but I know we got some
special guests.
Got some special guests in the cave tonight for the player spotlight. So we're gonna let Coach Billy D kind of drive the bus because since this is a Highlander reunion of sorts. Appreciate these guys agreeing to jump on with us after their impressive performance, putting on for Lake Wales and for the county as a whole on the national stage. So, without further ado, I want to welcome to the Man Cave, Brandon Robertson and Alante Fenner. Welcome in, fellas, and thank you all for chopping it up with us in the Man Cave.
How y'all doing?
Oh man, we good, man. We blessed.
Man, appreciate you guys coming on.
What's up?
What's up, fellas? Beezy.
What's up, man? What's up, Dollar Bill?
Man, I've known these guys basically forever. Our families know each other. I was fortunate enough to coach both of them. And let's start it off, man. Tell us about you guys' experience this year with the tournament. Tell us about y'all experience with that.
Go ahead, Carl. Take off.
Man, the experience for me was great because, like, I always wanted to play in it for the past couple years. So just them calling me up and letting me know at the last minute that they wanted me to play was big for me, even though I didn't get to play much. But I felt like I was a leader as far as being a good teammate and helping everybody stay together. So it was a good experience for me being able to play with all them older guys like Brandon, Dominique, all them vets, man, just learning from them, man. It was a great experience for me personally.
Yeah, and for me, I've been in the tournament for a couple of years now. I think this was my 5th year trying to get that money. But it was definitely a great experience, man. We got so close getting to the Final Four, and then just for me personally, I was able to get out on the big stage and actually show guys that I can play at a high level, you know what I'm saying? So that experience for me was definitely good this past year. So I'm looking forward to getting back out there next year, and hopefully we can bring that money back to Polk.
I know both y'all are professionals, so I understand if y'all don't want to answer this question. But since I'm not a professional, I'm asking the question that a lot of people want to know. Was it a travel or not?
I thought he traveled, but I guess like by the rule standards is he didn't have control of the ball, so I counted about 4 steps. But for that money, you don't want to put it in the referee's hand. We've been taught that for a long time, man. Don't never leave it down to the referees. So I feel like we would have took care of business. We would have never been in that position. So we just got to live with what happened.
I said travel, but the ref didn't call it, so there wasn't no travel.
It wasn't no travel. It was bucket. They got the money.
Yeah, I felt like y'all substitution late was different from how y'all was early, and I think that kind of, not to blame it on the coaching and anything. I just think the substitution went a little different. Yeah, they could have used you a lot there. They could have actually used you at some point in time on defensive possessions before it got down to the shot clock only being possible. I think something that hurt y'all. It was those things. I sat and watched that game, and kind of because fatigue played a role for me watching it. I feel like fatigue started playing a major role, and it became more of a one-on-one game.
Definitely.
Possession instead of team.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know how that goes. That clock off, and then you just playing street ball.
Yeah, definitely. We ain't come down and run no sets or anything to get a good possession. We just came down and really just went one-on-one like a couple of those possessions, and it came to bite us at the end of the game.
Yeah, and then he subbed Clayton out and couldn't get him back in because the street ball, it ain't no clock. It was just straight street ball.
And then you out, so now it's like we ain't got no timeouts or nothing. So now it's a murder she wrote.
Yeah. All in all, man, y'all, it was good to see you guys out there representing Polk County, because I know a lot of times in the past, even though Terry runs the team, he kind of goes outside of the county. And I think, I know talking to Tracy at one point, he was like, man, ain't no Polk County players on the team as far as him wanting to be involved in it as much as he can, but he's all about Polk. So it's kind of see you guys on there and actually being more of the highlight of the team, man. Y'all represent it real well.
Appreciate it.
how hard is it for y'all? How hard was it with Brandon? Probably not for you as much because you done did it for a couple of years. But Alante, this was your first time. How hard is it for you all to adjust, like how the rules is? Like you saying that sudden death street ball, you go from playing a regular game to then you got to all of a sudden just like switch gears all together, and now you got to get to a certain. Ain't no shot clock, just get to a certain number. I mean, I know it kind of is different, so it kind of adds some excitement to it, but I know that's kind of got an adjustment too.
To be honest, the way the refs wasn't calling fouls, it kind of worked in our favor because Billy D prepared us for that anyway. Like our practices was zones, you feel me? So hey, I liked it. Like I would have loved to be out there. Like they out there letting you like basically tackle people. Like you feel me? They ain't calling nothing. So I'm telling the guys the whole time. I'm like, bro, this how we play. Like I'm telling Bees and Neat the whole time. This how we like to play. Like we ain't gotta expect no fouls. We don't get no fouls in Polk County anyway. So you feel me? That kind of worked for us.
Okay.
Yeah. But that Elam ending changes the game though, man. Like if you used to getting up at a certain point and you want that clock to run out, you know what I'm saying? You're securing what you've already earned during the game, and you got to have some real dogs out there, man. Like in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like because you gotta make it to win the game. Like it ain't just like pressure be on. And so for a lot of guys, if you've never been in those situations, you seen teams fold because nobody can hit the pressure shot. Like you gotta have some dogs out there. So if you just go out there with some regular dudes, you might get lucky like Bayhan did on us and get a leak out layup, you know. But if you don't hit that shot, man, that game is tough. It changed the whole game, man. Once that Elam ending hits, I like it though, especially like for that type of tournament. But for me, like cross seas, I wouldn't want to play in it.
No, heck no.
Do you guys think that playing now that y'all played together, like you, Dominique, and Lonnie, y'all play together a lot. And do you think the teams that normally win it in those crunch times, they have guys that understand each other? Because it looked more like in a late game situation like that, y'all played off of talent compared to most play off of chemistry. And that's when you get that little I call it Death Valley because it's all street ball. When you get that, it looks like more of if you got team chemistry, it comes out a little bit better than just 12 and just in hoop.
I would say like you say, we was winning strictly off talent, but at the end of the day, it started at the head of your snake, man. If you got your coach and your coaching, he coming down telling you like in these certain situations, these are sets, these are guys we want to trust, you know what I'm saying? That goes a long way, you know what I'm saying? But when you got so many talented guys who just taking it upon themselves to make something happen to win, then like it'll crumble piece by piece, you know what I'm saying? So I think chemistry plays a big factor in that, man, and just like as a whole body, like from top to bottom, not just like the players, like the coaches and everybody got to be in one accord, man. Like so chemistry does play a factor.
Beezy, we had Alante on earlier this year, and we was able to hear basically his underdog story on where he started, you know, his obstacles that he had to go through in order to get to where he need to get. Now you have a true underdog story also that a lot of people don't know about. So I remember when we started doing those all-time lists at the high school level, you know, a lot of people didn't remember you in high school. Of course, I saw you when you were small, when you got to high school, when you was coming off the bench for Team Stat, you didn't play that much. Your junior year, you didn't play that much. So your senior year, you was forced into a bigger role, but that role you actually blew up more when you went to JUCO. So tell the people about your story, man. A lot of people want to hear it because I can't be more proud for you. You know what I'm saying? You're one of my success stories that I talk about all the time.
So for me, like Billy D was saying, man, I started out, went to Lake Wells. I was behind a bunch of great guys, man.
No.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I played behind Dominique, Darrell Blocker. We had Anthony Johnson. I had a bunch of great guys, man. And so I went on. I got called up by Darius Daniels one day. He asked me to come out to open run with me and with him in Sanford at Seminole Community College. And, you know, I was sitting at the crib and I'm like, man, I don't think I want to do that, you know. So I was sitting at home bored for a little while and I called him back. I'm like, yo, I'm going to come with you. So the whole workout was pretty much set up for him, but he wanted me to come, you know. So I went out there, I killed the workout. Long story short, I got offered a scholarship to go JUCO just by simply showing up to an open gym and doing my thing. I ended up, you know, being like I was like all conference player. I was in like one of the best JUCOs. Like our conference was like, it was stacked. Ended up getting a scholarship to go to Clayton State. I think that was like probably my only scholarship I got really to play ball. So then I went there and killed it, became an All-American. I paid my way to go to Canada to try out in this combine. I felt like I was one of the best players in the combine, honestly, but they already had their guys selected. So I ended up walking onto this team called Oshawa Power in NBL Canada. I ended up being the rookie of the year, led the league in scoring. I was all-star MVP. Like I totally dominated the league. And so from there on, it was I just started flourishing. You know, I'm able to have a couple championships under my belt. I'm arguably one of the best players, if not the best player in all South America right now. I'm heading right now to go to one of the most prestigious clubs in Brazil called Flamengo. I'm just happy to be here, man. You know, it's been a long journey, man. And like Alonte's been with me this whole journey and I've been with him his whole journey. So we've been able to actually watch one another and teach one another and learn and grow from one another, man. And like it's a process. It's hard coming like the way that we took, you know, it's not easy, especially like for me to be where I am right now. It's not easy at all, man. But I enjoy it. I enjoy getting out on that stage. I enjoy playing against some of the best players I've ever played against and showing that I'm as good or not better. But it's a journey, man, but you got to enjoy it. You know where we from. Everybody know where we come from. Polk. It's real small, but we real tight. You know, we all stick together, man. We make it anywhere.
Man.
That's what I wanted to ask you guys about. It's just something about Lake Wells basketball, you guys brotherhood. I mean, it like you say, Alonte's younger than you, a little bit younger than you. But what is it that is besides Coach Billy D? Is it Bernie Hayes that is just installed that brotherhood in you guys? It like no matter where y'all at or what y'all doing, how old y'all are, y'all just got something that you don't see around the county as much from everybody else.
We ain't really got much in our city, man. It ain't nothing but Kirkland Gym. We ain't got all these different little spots to go to, you know, man. We only got a couple restaurants and we stick together.
We barely got restaurants, but you gonna see us, man. We gonna get in that gym. We all like, I don't know. I think just coming up under that Coach Hayes era, it really did, because we were always together. Coach Hayes used to have the van. All of us used to be together in the van, man, just riding. Like, all of us went to the same churches. We all family. Like, our families was family. Like,
yeah, everybody.
It's just tough.
Like,
it's tough to make us be disconnected. Like, especially if you're from Lake Wells. Like, you can show up anywhere, man. They're gonna show you love. It's like family over there, you know. Mm-hmm. It's just like that.
And that's major love and respect, man. And I'm just so glad that you telling your story now, and Alonte told his story earlier, man, so these kids can understand that you just can't walk in the gym and roll a ball out, man, and it's just going to happen for you. I mean, y'all guys on TV, y'all guys have been to the highest level, and y'all talking about how hard you had to work to show folks how good you knew you were and how good your city knew you was, but folks, you got to still put yourself in the right position, man. And I heard, you know, like y'all guys play a lot. I heard that when y'all do go play, y'all take Walk with you, you know, when he was here, because he Lake well. So, you know, like to his point, he family. You look, man, we going, you need to be ready to go type stuff. So kids, we don't see that, bro, with this whole, I don't want to say transfer culture. Cat wasn't thinking about leaving Lake Wells back in the day to go to anywhere. It just wasn't heard about. You didn't do that. And now it's like, that's all you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's real. I appreciate, if nothing else, y'all just, you know, sharing y'all story, man. So cats can get it from folks that have done it. and they've seen do it. And we sitting there looking at you, man. I know the game where y'all was down 15 at the half. I watched the game, and he put you in the game, and you went for what, like 10, 13 in a row. You just like getting it to old boy. And I'm sitting there like, now he looking like a genius, but before that he wasn't even putting you in there. So it's just like, but it's like
me and him had to have a little conversation after that game, man. So everything worked out for the best.
Yeah,
but we definitely had to have a conversation after that game.
That's why I was saying, if knowing your players, man, you know, y'all get better at it as y'all go. Y'all got that. I had another question about, like, you guys are now professional athletes, right? And y'all getting paid. It's just plain that. But how much? What is your work? What is your job skill like now? What are you doing getting up in the morning? How much work do you put into basketball? Because now we're looking at these kids coming out of high school, and they just think that, hey, I'm 6'3", I'm supposed to go D1. If I don't go D1, I don't go high major, I'm getting disrespected. Or like, if we don't rank them at a certain point, we foul for not ranking them. But these kids don't know the work y'all put in. Can y'all tell them the type of work that y'all put in on a day-to-day basis when y'all home and y'all ain't playing and making the money? What are y'all doing?
Right now, I'm in Virginia. I'm up here. I was with Doug Brooks. Everybody know Doug Brooks.
Yeah.
We spent 7 hours in the gym yesterday. Like, we worked out probably like 3 or 4 times, bro. Like, we just stayed in the gym all day long. Like, all day long. That was just yesterday.
So, 7 hours, bro. 7 hours.
Just in the gym, working out, back and forth, one-on-one, doing that all day long. Like, all day long yesterday, we was in the gym. We just sat in the gym all day and worked out like 4 or 5 times, literally.
I remember them days, man.
What does you and Dominique work out like?
Me and Dominique get 2 days in pretty much like every day. But right now, we kind of tone back a little bit because we're getting ready. Well, I'm getting ready to go. So, you know, we toned it back a little bit. But for the most part, we was in the gym twice a day. We do it sometimes 3 because we'll do agilities out on the football field. But we definitely in the gym every day. It's not, this ain't no for fun. Like, this what pay the bills, you know? So you show up out of shape or not on your A game, you're going to get sent home in a heartbeat. Like, you can lose. Don't nobody like getting sent home, man. Then you got to wonder where that money coming from. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Is this team going to fit for you? So you got to be in that gym, man. Like, I know firsthand, Lante, like, he in them stages where I used to be. Like, I'm a little bit more seasoned now. I'm going into my 11th year. So, you know, I remember them days being in the gym all day. I don't get in there all day, but I'm in there twice a day for sure.
But so y'all both talked about how they didn't call no fouls in the TBT. And I don't know if y'all kind of heard where Luka was saying that it's easier to score in the NBA because of how they officiate the game overseas.
Definitely.
Do you all think that with how you all play overseas, did that help you all with TBT? Do they is it the same way with y'all overseas? They kind of just go in it?
I'm used to going to the line. I ain't go to the line at all last year. They ain't give me no calls. I was one of the best players in Denmark. Like, I ain't getting no calls, bro. Like, they don't call nothing.
They don't call nothing.
Probably get more calls though, because he was the man over there. But
I'm gonna get to the line. I'm gonna cause a fit if I don't get to the line. But it's definitely way more physical because, like, I got the chance to go to China and play, man, and people be like, "Oh, it's the Chinese." Man, listen, man, them people will hurt you out there, man. This ain't regular basketball. These people really will foul you. Like, I got I think I was out for probably 3 weeks to a month. Like, a guy just grabbed me and I pulled like my whole side. Like, I think I tore something in my side, so I was out for like 3 weeks. Like, it's dangerous out there, man. So people saying they think, oh, just because it's cross seas, they see you getting buckets and woo, it ain't safe. Like, it's safe, but you got to be cautious out there, man, because these people will hurt you. Like, so I think that it kind of does prepare you to go out there and play in that type of atmosphere.
So I'm gonna ask both of you, like, what does it mean to you to represent Lake Wells the way y'all doing right now? You know what I'm saying? Polk County basketball, I think, has been slept on for a long time. We've had a lot of athletes come out of there, but specifically, the city, you know, show y'all a lot of love, man. They really proud of it. So what is it to represent them in the different places that you guys go?
I'll take off. For me, I actually like it, man, because like I always say, I miss out of all my years hooping, it was nothing like playing in Lake Wells, man. Like nothing beat that. You know, the games were sold out. The city loved you. Everybody coming out together. It was just like it's home. Like you go somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I haven't gotten a chance to play for the Olympic team or nothing like that. So when I go somewhere, I'm like, Lake Wells, you know, I'm doing it for Lake Wells, you know what I'm saying? It's people out here really watching you. Like I get messages from kids like in Lake Wells or other cities, be like, man, we proud of you, we watching you. Can you help me do this? It's just love, man. It does something to your spirit, man, when you can make your city proud, man, and let them know like I'm from here, I'm from Lake Wells, or I'm from such and such. It just does something. It does something for you. It feels great.
For me, it means everything to me because I am Lake Wells. Like I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Lake Wells, like to go back and see that I'm still on the wall, like for one of the best, probably the best team ever, 2012 Lake Wells. Like it means everything to me, like to see that I'm still going and still playing, and my coach on hoops, and I get to get on here and talk to him.
Hey man, pop your team, man. I heard you little plug. I heard the plug.
Hey, he loves saying
like
that.
Y'all got me out of that K-League stuff anyway, but we don't talk about that.
Brandon, do you agree with that? Best team ever, Lake Wells?
No, I can't. No, definitely not. Definitely. Since I got some basketball heads on here, I want y'all to kick it to this young boy and tell him, man, it's been some monsters come through there. It ain't that y'all was winning by 30, 20, 40. Y'all was whooping people. But boy, it's been some monsters come through.
Polk. It's only
y'all want I give you prop, boy, but hey.
So this question that we talk about all the time.
Y'all tell that man, I done seen some teams. I done seen some teams, boy, would have put y'all to bed.
We beat number 2 in the nation. We beat anybody.
I can't say nothing about that.
I think y'all would beat them.
And
I think so too.
Okay.
That's how they will say. They supposed to think that.
What
Coach
Johnson
would have been going down that day.
So the question is, we had this question one time on here. If you don't win a state championship, does that automatically mean that you're not in the consideration for being a top team?
No, that can't. So, but that's you can't say that because that's like saying but that come down to the same thing about the rings. They be like, oh, this player ain't great because he didn't win a ring.
Yeah.
I can't agree. You know what I'm saying? You mean because we done played some monsters. You feel me? It ain't like we was just out there with a BS schedule where we.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like every area is different, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you really can't gauge it. You know, it's always gonna be that conversation, but every area is different, man.
But
you gotta tip your hat to everything that.
But that's the reason in 2012 why I made their schedule the toughest possible. So nobody can say that we ducked anybody. We played Mount Bird. We played Miller Grove, was the number 2 team in the nation. We played Mater Dei. They was number 4. So nobody can doubt our schedule. You know what I'm saying? But talent-wise,
30 and 40.
Yeah. I mean, talent-wise, Lake Wells has some talent. You know what I'm saying? We should have more than 2 state championships. I will say that.
I agree.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's 4 different reasons that we don't. But, you know, those teams before 2012 helped drive that 2012 team. So I was there when I coached Bees them. I was with Jimmy when we had the number 1 team in the state and ended up losing in the district semis.
We lost the Bartow that night.
Yeah, lost the Bartow. Messing around in practice all week.
Hold on. Y'all was number 1 in the state and lost in the district semis?
Lost the Bartow. I remember that. I didn't play that game.
That's the year Kathleen, that first year Kathleen went, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Then they had the year they beat Kathleen like 3 times, right? And lost.
We lost to them in regionals.
That was the next year.
That was the next year. That was my senior. Yeah, my senior year, we lost to them in regionals.
So, Brandon, how many you supposed to have?
I think I should at least have my junior and senior year for sure. I thought we was gonna win it. I never got a chance to even go to the. I never even got a chance to go to the White House, man. I played JV, junior, sophomore. I mean freshman, sophomore year. Then my junior and senior year, we didn't even make it. So
and y'all. So I just see where Marlon. So that's the year that Kathleen lost to Sarasota Booker.
yeah, that was 06.
That one y'all. That one y'all.
Kathleen lost the pace back to back.
Yeah, Kathleen made the 07, 08. That was the two. That was
they lost.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 or 8. Okay.
Yeah.
But y'all lost in the district semis and y'all was loaded that year.
Man, we was loaded. We had so much talent, man. When you look at them teams, like, oh no, Dominique was driving the ship. We had Block. That's back when Block. That man was serious back then.
Oh, that's the Block team and the Arthur Barnes, all them. That was that squad. Okay, that squad.
Hey, if you guys, I know you guys, we know y'all some busy people, man, but y'all can give any advice to the kids now. Especially with y'all stories, man. I hope they watch this podcast today because I mean, like they've heard your story, now they're hearing Brandon, and they seeing two guys that wasn't Power 5, SEC, ACC, that's still professional athletes doing checks. What advice can you give these kids, man? Not only from Lake Wells, but from throughout the whole Polk County, man. We all support and want to see Polk County win, but a lot of times we try to give advice. Our advice rubbed off as if we're hating on the kids. You know what I'm saying? So what can hey, you know me, I'm a kind of don't care type of guy. But what kind of advice can y'all give them, man?
I would say put in the work, trust your work, and don't let nobody like tell you can't do something. Always trust your work. Like that was the words that Dominique Jones always told me, like trust your work. Like he always told me that, and that stuck with me, and that helped me a lot. Like trust your work. Like you put in, trust your work. Like it's gonna take you where you need to be.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the same advice, man. You gotta trust your work. The work will show. At the end of the day, the work will show. If you out here playing around in the gym, you ain't giving it y'all, you ain't putting in the work, you ain't gonna get nowhere. But if you put in that work, eventually it's gonna show. No matter where you go at, if it's D3, D2, D1, JUCO, if you could play ball, man, they're gonna find you. At the end of the day, they're gonna find you.
And just to prove that point, you doing Brandon, you doing 2 of days, you and Dominique, Lonte up in Virginia with Doug in the gym for 7 miles on a Saturday. So y'all ain't just talking, y'all like living what you're saying. So hopefully the young folks on here either hearing it now or they're gonna play it back and hear it. So when we say it, you got, like you said, you got an example, and like you said, you paid your own money to go up there and show folks that you can play.
Yeah,
it wasn't that you didn't play. It's just sometimes you gotta put yourself in front of people so they can see it and
he trusted his word
and trust his word.
I don't think like we heard like y'all. I know we heard it, but I don't think people heard what B was saying. They ain't in his 2 a days. He's just not spending all his time in the gym. See, a lot of these kids think just going to the gym. If I shoot 300 shots, or I go dunk, like he working out. He going to do he conditioning his body. Everything. These kids don't understand that this is the time before the season starts. They should be doing cardio. They should be hitting the weight room, and they should hit the gym. It's 3 parts of that. Instead of just, you got to get your body right. You got to eat right, and you actually got to get stronger and get that cardio in. You got to get your body in that type of shape. I don't think kids understand that part. They think going to the gym, playing pickup, and then okay, I know I can go right all day, so I'm just keep going right. But when I can't go left, now I'm hating on them. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
I got a 2-part question. Who was the best player that you played against? And the second one, I want y'all to share. Everybody see Lake Wells United once we leave Lake Wells. But talk about them battles that y'all have in Lake Wells or when y'all playing against each other, how much that drives y'all.
I'm going to think. Let me think, man. The best player, you mean like just overall, like, or?
Whatever you want to name, Beezy, whatever you want to name.
Best player I ever played. Let me think. I would have to say, I'm thinking I done had a lot of battles, man. It's been a lot of people. Dang, that's a tough one for me to think of, man, because I'm thinking of all the players I done played against. Who was the toughest? I'm gonna say when I was in Chile, there was a guy named Darrell Summers. He played for I think he went to Michigan State. Man, I think that was the toughest dude I ever played. Like, I called Coach Kendall. I think some of y'all know Coach Kendall, man. I called Coach Kendall out there. The guy say, bro, this man wouldn't stop scoring. I had to put it in the cup just to keep up with him. Like, he was different. Like, I finished with like 42 that game, and he had like 37. Like, it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Like, he had bounce. He was dunking on people left and right. He was hitting the tray. He was the whole total game. He was like 6'6", like 215 solid wing. It was crazy. Like, he was one of the best players I ever played against. I gotta give him that.
Yeah, I see one of y'all Lake Wales guys in the chat. He said that he went to MSU. Thomas Wright co-signing that.
Oh yeah, Cat know him.
Yeah, Cat know him.
Summers, man, he was serious.
Yeah, Thomas went to MSU. He went to Michigan State to play football. So
he's a football guy. Yeah, I remember his name.
That T-Cat, that's my boy right there.
So tell us about them internal battles, BZ. I know about them, but tell everybody else about them.
Lante answer the question. Who your toughest players?
Oh, the best player I played against?
Yes, sir.
It can be college or whatever. Just
whatever.
The best all-around player I say is this dude named Michael Qualls. He went to Arkansas. Like, he ain't played the whole first half. And when I was at Savannah State, we was tied with Arkansas. And like, he came in the second half, he was just energized. Like, he changed everything. Like, he got like a block, a steal, like 2 dunks, and like they just went up like by 30. Like, he just changed the whole entire game. Like, that jump was crazy to me. Like, he was the best player, like, all around player. Like, he was everywhere.
Okay. All right, now, Coach, y'all Lake Wales battles for the folks. Give us a little insight on, open the gym up for us over there. You know, where what the gym called? What's that center y'all play at?
Kirkland.
Open up Kirkland for us and let us know what. Give us a little insight real quick.
Man, that's where you're gonna get the best of the best at. That's where the best. That's where we have our best games. Like, my best competition come from my own city. Like, that's why I love to play my own city. Like, playing against them, I don't see nobody else when I go somewhere else. Like, I don't see nobody like when I'm playing against somebody else. But when I'm playing against my guy, I know it's gonna be a fight. Like, at the end of the day, it might be a fight, and then we're gonna love each other after that. So,
you just had to be there. You had to be at Kirkland to see it, man. It was. I'm talking about 30 people in Kirkland, all can play basketball, man. The list full. I'm talking about the gym jumping every day of the week. Like, it wasn't man. I'm talking about, it used to be some hoopers coming in Kirkland, man. Them were some of the best days, the best battles. Like, games really got intense. Like Lante said, you might see a fight in there, but the next day it's gonna be love, and we gonna do it again.
Mm-hmm. You got the old heads coming there. They want to still prove that they this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And
now we know how tough. I'm gonna ask you this, Lante, because I know this your homeboy. This one of your aces. We saw how tough he was outside, Kirkland. But was he the same inside Kirkland, baby, for his garden folks?
Oh, that's everywhere. No matter what he taught me everything I know. That's why I'm tough as I am now, because of Russell Wilson. Like, no lie. Since we were jits, he was like that. My first fight in Kirkland was with him. He punched me in my eye. I still remember it to this day. He hit me right in my eye. I didn't even want to fight no more. I'm just holding my eye. Russell Wilson was tough everywhere he went. Like, that was what made him. Like, he always had a chip on his shoulder. Like, that's what made him go.
I don't know if you remember, y'all fought in practice in 2012.
Oh, yeah, 2012. We told Billy D give us a 30 seconds. And that ended up being one of our best practices.
You gave him 30 seconds just to go for what they know?
Hey, Coach, I let him go.
Yeah,
they got to get it all out.
That's how I got my revenge for when he hit me in my eye. But
Coach, man, them practices used to be intense, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all them teams before them, Brandon, Dominique, they don't know how they inspired the kids after them. You know what I'm saying? It goes all the way back down to my brother, to the '93 class, Melvin Pearsall, them, Eric Stoudemire, all them state teams that made it there and didn't win it. Then 2000 was finally able to kick the door in. Like all those players drove these kids, man, and just what I'm saying, they have a legacy they feel that they gotta uphold. What I'm saying? And these two here, they got even more of a dog because they feel that they have something to prove. And that's what drove them. Like people doubted them in their skills, and they just continue to prove people wrong. I was fortunate enough to be able to coach both of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of both of them, and I think their story is going to impact somebody from the county, from Lake Wells, to play professional basketball for sure.
Well, before we let y'all go, man, tell everybody where y'all gonna be, doing your work at this year, man. Both of y'all, I know y'all both, working hard, but where you gonna be getting it in at so folks can make sure they follow you, man.
Well, for me, I'm gonna be getting ready to head out to Brazil to play for Flamengo in the next couple of weeks. So, y'all guys tap in, man. Y'all want links, anything? Just hit me. I got you. I appreciate all the support, man.
And for me, I haven't signed yet, but definitely going back to Europe, so I'll let y'all know that.
Okay, y'all give us y'all social media stuff, man. We'll make sure and put it on the page so folks can support you, man.
That's part of what Polk's about. We're gonna keep updating you guys on the page, man. So everybody got that going on.
All right.
We appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all giving us your time, man. We so proud of you, man, for all the work you're doing, man. And good luck, man. And God bless you this season, man. Y'all be safe.
Appreciate it,
man.
Yeah, later.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, man, another great player spotlight, man. So, Coach, if you can take your bias hat off for a minute, and I know it's hard because I know it's on there real tight. I know it. I get it. One-on-one game, TBT format, 2012 versus the team that B. Rich them lost, the Brandon Robertson them, the team, I guess they got upset in the semis. Who you got?
The semi teams was 06. And
sound like that team they thought was better than the other team.
It was better than the other team. Talent wise, bro, there was more talented than us. With Dominique, Jarrell Blocker, Peanut, which is Anthony Johnson. They had Arthur Barnes. They had Brandon. They were deep. Jarrell Wilson. They were deep, and they were skilled. So I would say they had more talent than us. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, because it's Lake Wells against Lake Wells, you know what I'm saying, that was going to be an all-out war for real. But talent-wise, they were more talented than us. I would give them that.
I would give them that game. I wouldn't give them a full running clock game, just out of respect to how well you coach compared to the coach they had with Jimmy. But in the street ball, you cut that clock off. You got 8 points. They got 8 points to score to win. That talent they have, I think, can get those 8 buckets a lot quicker than y'all. But if you go on a clock and run a running clock, you out coach Jimmy any day with that situation because they crashed 3 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? And obviously they didn't have the chemistry from the coaching. Jimmy a great coach, but obviously it was something missing for them to crash, especially with the Kathleen year. They would Kathleen 3 years in a row, and then Kathleen crashing. I dare them handle that business.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Jim was a great guy, but I would have loved to have those teams. I think we talking about a different narrative as far as my coaching career goes. I think if I had those teams there, you know what I'm saying, we talk about multiple state championships, if you ask me. But no disrespect to Jimmy, because Jimmy did a great job with those guys. But
they was hands down top state team every year. Jimmy did a great job, and plus you was on the staff.
Mm-hmm.
So
And lo and behold, them breakdowns, them meltdowns cost.
They did. It cost us in the end.
So, to kind of segue into that, I just saw that comment. I'm sorry, I mean, coaching came up because Tuma, you brought it up, and this is chalk talk for the week. What is y'all definition of, or is there a definition that is it possible? Does it happen? However you want to frame it. Overcoaching. Does it happen? What's your definition? Does it happen too much? Not enough? Is it even a thing? What's your take on overcoaching?
Watch overcoaching in the TBT with them. That was overcoaching because you sub out not looking at that you don't have a clock, so you can't sub your best the best player for the night back in the game, who nobody could guard. You didn't have Brandon in there who was 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. And you didn't have a legit point guard in there. Because Dominique slid to the 2. I think that was overcoached. I think that's what they was missing. A dominant, solid point guard, not just a scoring guard. So I think that's what I call overcoaching right there. What we just witnessed.
So that's illustration of it.
Oh man, they took Keith Clay down, and Clay was giving the business to they had no answer on rebound and assists. He was doing everything possible, and he got subbed out and couldn't get back in the game.
Because of how the rules set up, you couldn't get him back in.
Set up because it's street ball. If you foul, you get 2 free throws in the possession, you'll get the ball back. So it was like you don't want to foul to get put in that situation because you about to lose the game then. Couldn't get him back in. And they was subbing him out on defense.
And the thing is that overcoaching happens a lot more than what people think. And undercoaching happens a lot more than what people give credit to. You know, some people, I hear people all the time like saying, oh, they got out coached. You know, maybe they didn't make enough adjustments or didn't do anything to put their team in a successful position. But you do see overcoaching. Like Tuma said, somebody subbing or somebody, just sitting in the zone too long or, just doing things just to do it, trying to prove a point. And instead of just letting your kids play, always want to run a set. When you in transition, you killing them in transition. Now you're making your kids slow down and run the set. Stupid stuff like that. And it happened at all levels. We talking about that at a professional level. So just imagine what's going on down in the high school. You know what I'm saying? So it does happen a lot. Overcoaching happens a lot. But I think they make it more about them instead of their team. You know what I'm saying? You want to show what you do or what you've done, coaching wise, instead of showcasing, doing what you need to do to make the adjustments to win. That's what it all comes down to. That's what it's about.
Mike London just took the words out of my mouth.
And that was going to be the next question is, so how do you guard against overcoaching?
Great coaches that are not yes ma'am, yes sir type of people. They actually give input. They actually know how to sub. They actually see the game and understand what's going on with the game, and it can translate that to you as a head coach. Like, yo, this is what's going on. We might need to make this adjustment. Because you got to remember, as a head coach, you're standing up and your focus is on those 5 players that's on the floor and what they're doing. Who's watching the rest of the game? Sometimes as a head coach, you can get caught up in those 5 players or you can get caught up in those 3 black and whites. Who's focusing on what's going on with the game and watching how the game is being dictated to say, hey, we need a timeout right now. Hey, we need this. Right now, it's too many assistant coaches that just agree with everything the head coach say.
And not afraid.
That's the reason why I said Scott was such a great coach, because even when I played for him, he had assistant coaches. Man, they would argue with each other. They would go back and forth about situations because he couldn't see it. Or during a timeout, he run these coaches and he's asking them, and they're trying to figure out like, okay, what do we need to do? What do y'all see? Do we get that now from all the majority of the coaches now? When you say overcoaching, do they ask their coaches what you seeing with the game? What are you watching? You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting that. You got people with a book in their hand say, hey, Walt, and McGriff got 11 coaches, so I'm just using Walt as an example. Walt got 2 fouls. So you got multiple teams around that got that going on. They can only tell you how many fouls somebody got. They can't tell you how to make an adjustment in the game or why this guy needs to be subbed in compared to that guy needs to be subbed in. I ain't seeing that, and I be sitting there watching. I be scoping it out.
I mean, I've had great assistants as a head coach, and I've been a great assistant. Like I say, Johnny Loss is one of the smartest people on the planet. Especially, he got me, Rashard Tyler, Amanda Woodside on the bench, right? You know what I'm saying? So me and Rashard used to get into it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And we used to tell Johnny, like, hey, this is what we need to do. You know, you the head coach, you make the ultimate decision, but you have eyes on the game. They see different things. And it's our job to let him know what's going on. But in the end, it's your decision. Great assistants, man, are gold. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, we don't pay them people enough. We don't give the assistants enough credit. But a lot of times they're doing most of the work. Really, if you go in practice and look, a lot of the assistants are doing most of the work. You know what I'm saying?
I watched Lee Murphy and Bernie Hayes beat the number 1 AAU team in the country. And because Bernie allowed me and Larry Murphy to actually coach with him and see the things that need to be seen. We beat Brandon Knight, who's an NBA player, the little Ray Shipman kid, Kenny Boynton, and Keith Clay. All of the best one of the best AAU teams I've seen, and we were the only team that beat them the whole year. It was because of that. What we was able to watch and kind of give to Bernie as the head coach.
Is calling a set every time down overcoaching?
Yes. Every time, yes.
I would say if you calling the set and not allowing your player, your point guard, to call a set, it's overcoaching. But because Coach Gibbons was a set calling son of a B, he gonna call the set. But for me, he allowed me to see something in the game and call the set as well. So he let his point guard do it.
So it's depending on who calling the set. So
it depends on how much you trust your point. Your point guard supposed to be your second coach. Is your general.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
So
and that's why I love floor general.
Point in the game that he's able to call a set and see something that you didn't see, and you can talk about it with him. But if you controlling every single thing, I wouldn't like that. I'm with Billy D.
That's controlling everything is overcoaching.
Yeah.
Allowing your PG to, so it's not a problem to call it. It's just a matter of who's calling it.
Yeah, it don't have to be a PG. It could be, anybody that your team captain or whoever had the highest IQ. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I had to help develop with the team that I had this year with Tony Bradley. I didn't have a floor general. Eventually, Jamie helped develop into one where he was able to comfortably call sets, and so did Isaac. Alex Sessoms at the beginning of travel ball season, he wasn't there yet. He wasn't ready yet, but he finished, at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And we had that conversation all the time. Like, Alex, I need you to be a floor general. You know what I'm saying? He was able to see things now and feel comfortable enough to call it. I'm a players coach. I'm going to go with what their instincts are because they are out there playing. But if necessary, if I have to, then I have to coach. I have to call out sets and trying to get them there.
Okay. We're right in line with coaching. But I had a couple of coaching things out since I know we were – since we had the topic we put on the page today. So this is a question to both of y'all. Can you be a good coach and not be a good teacher, and vice versa? Can you be a good coach and be a good teacher, and can you be a good teacher and not be a good coach? Can they exist separately, or do they have to go hand to hand?
It's called a mentor, but you better have a great assistant.
Yeah, you better have a great one.
They don't know nothing about basketball. They can get every kid on their team to go to war for them and bring out the best in them. But then they don't know the X's and O's. So that's why they got to get a great assistant who knows that part of the game.
And I'm pretty sure when you posed that question last week about them kids down in Naples, leaving one school to go to the other, that's probably what happened. They knew that assistant coach is the one that really ran the program. So I'm going to go over here and play with them. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, yes, it can happen. But I think some of the best coaches are teachers. They're very interactive in practice. You know what I'm saying? They actually slow it down, teach it, keep it simple. They rep it, and everybody's involved. The head coach is involved, the assistants involved, all of that. When everybody's involved, it's easier for your players to respect you. You know, it's easier for you to gain that confidence from them and in them, so they'll run through the wall for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like, oh, I'm the head coach, I'm gonna let, whoever do whatever. Man, I think you got to be all involved into it. That's something that McGriff does well. He's heavily involved in practice, and he's active along with his other coaches. And you can tell by the chemistry that they have. So that's one thing that we did also.
Because I guess the segue to that question is, a lot of schools prefer to have at least one coach, as many as possible, on campus. And if you're on campus, then you have to be a teacher for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you can be a good coach and a good teacher if you're not on campus during the day?
It can happen. In some situations, it has happened. Johnny Lawson's not on campus. You know what I'm saying? But he has, a staff member, one of his coaches that is on campus. But that's one of the unique situations. I can't name another situation that a coach of that caliber did not work at the school. So it doesn't happen often. To answer your question, it doesn't happen often, but that's one situation that I know has been working well for almost 20 years. So
I just know that as we talk about coaches and relationships, because I think that kind of gets lost too. A good teacher and a good coach is a good teacher because he or she is able to build relationships. Like we just talked about with the Lake Wells guys, they have relationships that were built with you and Bernie over the years that translates wherever they go. So I think the teams that are more successful are the teams that it seems now, and I'm not in every gym, so I can't say this for sure, but it seems like there are better relationships that have been built. And I think you got to teach kids how to get along with each other. You got to teach kids how to deal with each other and deal with situations. I see what Hard says that they got to be good life coaches as well. You have to teach somebody how to deal with life. I mean, I don't know if I'm making sense, or it's kind of hard for me to expect you to know something or do something that I haven't taught you. If I'm in class and I teach you that if I give you a test and I don't teach you anything on the test and you fail it, I can't get mad at you for failing something that I haven't taught you. Now, if I teach you the stuff on there, then I have an expectation that you should pass it based off the fact that I've taught you and you've been exposed to it. I think sometimes we as coaches, we test our kids without having taught them the material first. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Hold them to a standard that they're going to struggle to meet because they haven't been taught the way that you want them to meet it. It's maybe 2 or 3 ways to get to the answer type deal. We haven't done that work across the board. There are some schools that do it, and it's obvious. There are some schools that struggle with it, and that's obvious. And you know me, I'm not going to specify any schools or anything that way, but it just seems like the better teachers seem to be they get more out of their kids from a player standpoint. That's just my soapbox.
Coach, I'm gonna tell you, I was fortunate enough to have great coaches from my dad, Coach Rod Schaefer, for football, and Bernie Hayes, all my life for football, basketball. But I kind of took off with it with myself also. I tell people all the time, I'm not a football coach. I'm not a basketball coach. I'm a life coach that teaches life lessons through sports, through basketball or through football. You know what I'm saying? While I'm in there and a situation arises, I quickly relate that situation to life. This is how you're going to face this situation in life. You know what I'm saying? And I relate that situation because they might not see it then. They might not see why it's important. You know what I'm saying? Like you cutting corners, not touching the line. But I mean, you're going to cut corners in life. You know what I'm saying? And like we had a lesson about quitting. One of my football players, he mentioned it all the time. Like, man, Coach Washington always told me, he was like, man, if it's easy for me to quit football, it's going to be easy to quit on my family when they depended on me to provide and protect them. You know what I'm saying? If we don't teach them that, at an early age, and the time for them to practice that is through sports. They're going to fail. We know that. But it's our job to coach them up. So when they meet these same situations in life, they are prepared. You know what I'm saying? They are somewhat prepared. It might not be to the same magnitude, but they can be like, hey, Coach Washington told me about this. You know what I'm saying? He said that this was going to arise one day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to meet the challenge. And that's what coaches, you know what I'm saying? They stand in the gap. You know what I'm saying? You can be a great example, you can be a bad one. But you just don't know what type of influence you have on these kids.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So switching gears. So on Wednesday, I saw this article. Figure we could talk about it today. I'm just gonna kind of read it. It's college basketball recruiting. It says 5-star prospect, and I kind of cut excerpts. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it says 5-star prospect Jazion Gortman chooses to sign with Overtime Elite. Say Gortman is a top 10 player in the class of 2022, and now is the league's highest rated signing yet. Say the appeal of OTE is the guaranteed 6-figure salary offered to its players, access to bonuses and shares of equity in Overtime, a popular sports brand and network, as well as the ability of players to profit from their name, image, and likeness. Salaries start at $100,000, but Gortman, given his profile, will earn $650,000 according to Jeff Goodman, comparable to what Jalen Green, number 2 pick in the draft, earned last year with the G League Ignite. Players also have access to up to $100,000 in college tuition if they opt to not pursue an NBA career.
How can you lose? How can you lose with that? If you don't go to the NBA, they giving you $100,000 to go to school.
The last line for me, that was what caught me. The rest of it, we kind of know, but that last line. So if you choose not to go to college, go to pros, we still give you $100,000 to go to college. So you still gonna end up with a chance to go. Now you ain't gonna be able to go play ball in college, but you still be able to go get your education. So is this the perfect model for that? Is this the perfect way to go about going at a kid? I guess that's my thought. What's y'all thoughts on that presentation? Is that the best way for them to go at these kids? Because he ain't gonna be the next one they go at.
Money talks, boy.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be tough for those top 5-star athletes to go to college. if you're offering that type of incentives. And you said $650K, that's just from their salary. Then they have opportunities to make money off their likeness. They also have opportunities to make bonus money according to how they perform. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna come out of there a millionaire at least. And then not only Overtime is offering stock within their company. So you're gonna be like a part owner in the company. You know what I'm saying? The company's doing well, therefore you earn the residuals off that. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's a great model. That's what I'm saying. It's a great model. You giving them stock, you giving them money, and you give them a chance to go to college if the NBA don't work out. I mean, you can't. They got everything. They got all the bases covered. I mean, it's
overtime to that. Is this something new?
I don't know. I said I was gonna look it up and I didn't, but it's a new company that's I think they starting their own, almost like their own, I don't want to say league, like G League, but it's like they're doing their own thing where they're kind of catering toward that type of
kids,
the high school kids. So then once again with that, that's a great strategy to go at them kids like that, you know.
Yeah, I just worry about is it gonna last, you know, like the WWF football league and all that. Had all that money opportunity, and they just shut down because they didn't get no fans in the stands to pay the bill.
Do you think they're doing too much to be sustainable? Because that's a lot. They cover different areas if it can sustain. But if not, it's if it's just going to be a 1 or 2 year deal.
Let me ask you, who watches G League basketball?
Not many, but most of the G League is covered through sponsorship. So somebody gotta be
who they backed up by.
Yeah, so it got to be who they backed up by that's driving all of that.
Gotta have a big.
Them checks sound good until they ain't been able to cash them. That's the only question mark I have on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like having all these pro football leagues you see now and then. You know, it's time to cash a check, and they thinking they can get all these people in, and then they can't.
Oh, Drake says Drake and
Bezos, that's Jeff Bezos. If they both invested in it, then yeah, it's going.
They better have Drake performing at every arena. They'll get that cash. Then it's Drake night. Every home game with somewhere else is Drake night.
But
Drake night.
I know Pumpkinhead is starting his own agent business. Is that something that he's gonna dibble into, Tuma? Has he talked about that?
I asked him tonight. I'll text him and ask him. He hadn't said nothing, but I hadn't talked to him since Killian was getting drafted about the agency. I know he wasn't looking for overseas players. He was only looking for in-state. That's a good question. I asked him tonight though.
Good question. I just thought that model. Like I said, if it's sustainable, like you said, bro, it's a great model though. It's a great model. You covering all the bases, man. So parents are gonna be worried about what happened if it don't work out type deal. Okay, if it don't work out, you get money to go to school. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you stock in the company, and I'm giving you money in your pocket right now. It's like you got everything. I don't think nobody else has came with a presentation, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, if you sign a contract, they liable. You might not get all the money, but you will get majority of it. You're gonna
get some of it. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was a great way to kind of go at it. So we'll see how it goes. So all right, and I also picked this up. With football starting this week, transfer is a thing. So just gonna read it. The FHSAA has made it known as of yesterday. This wasn't yesterday. This was a couple of days ago when I printed it. Student athletes who are transferring all over the place or with no grades will suffer consequences. And this is kind of going on what we were saying before. High school football coaches will now be suspended 6 games instead of finding the program. If someone is transferred 3+ times, they'll be forwarded to the NCAA. And I don't know how true. This is what I got offline, and possibly be red flag come National Signing Day. If you're using fake addresses to play for a particular high school, once the FHSA or if reported catches up with you, the student athlete, will be ineligible the next season or during the season. The FHSAA EL6 form is what's going to stop a number of kids from transferring to another school. If you're ineligible after the second quarter grades and try to transfer out before the start of spring, for example, to your new school, you'll either not be eligible to transfer or have to sit out for the spring. Athletic directors and head coaches will have their jobs on the line now. Coach, I know you're at the high school now, so you got a different take on this from an administrative standpoint. What is your take on that verbiage?
Bro, it's a law saying that students can transfer as long as the school is open and not at capacity.
Yeah.
So why would they need a fake address to transfer?
So it would have to be if you go to a school that's already considered at capacity then, I guess.
Yeah, so I think they're conflicting themselves.
Because it's only what it's like right now. It's only like 3 or 4 schools that's considered not at capacity in Polk County. Like I know Kathleen always seems to be on that list. Like Mulberry, Tenor Rock. Maybe y'all know y'all just starting out at Davenport. But everybody else I think is at capacity, right? I mean, I could be wrong on that.
But I'm pretty sure if a 4 or 5 star recruit walk through that door, I bet you they find room for them.
But that's the thing. If they move in, you can't do anything if a kid move into the zone. You got to take him regardless. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's meant to try to scare people, but like you said, with things nowadays, people don't care nothing about that stuff, man.
I think it's a scare tactic, and also it's
this year. Okay.
How are they gonna police it if somebody don't tell? You know what I'm saying? It's just really trying to discourage people in that transfer culture. But if nobody actually turns those people in, you know, there's no regulating it. You know what I'm saying? So it has to take a person to call them and be like, hey, I think it's recruiting violations going on at such and such school, and then they'll start an investigation.
And that's crazy because here in Florida, it's not really hard to turn people in. But I was last weekend, 2 weekends ago, I was down at Silver Park at the Fire Alumni Tournament, and I was talking to one of the former Fly kids who he coached in another state and coaching Georgia. He say that they had a couple kids that transferred from them. He went to follow the travel ball coach the way he coaching at. And so I'm like, y'all turn them in, or you're like, Coach, I don't think we're gonna turn them in. He said, cause you have to pay to turn in up there. You got to pay you got to file it. It's not just like paperwork. You got to pay money to even file it. I'm like, so that you got to even if it's for a fact that it's done, you still got to pay along with the paperwork to pay for, to turn somebody in. And so that discourages a lot of people. So it's almost like you don't want people to turn them in because you doing that,
I don't blame them because you still got to do an investigation. That costs money.
You got to pay to turn somebody in. That's what I just heard.
I'm like, so you get to the point like, man, I ain't finna spend them, even because you ain't getting your money back. My next question was, okay, so if you end up winning, do you get your money back? No, Coach, you ain't get your money back. So then now, hold on now, I gotta spend my daggone money.
Well, you snitching, they ain't got to pay for it. Boy, you tough. Boy, hey, let me find out you doing that, boy. I'm calling you out on Polk Hoops. Let me find out you doing it. I'm calling your name out on Polk Hoops Live.
Okay, so Mulberry at Cap, Mulberry brand new out. I saw Mulberry with the new field, with the new field turf. Yeah, I saw the picture of that. Come through Mulberry. And the gym gonna be new too. We're going to get Coach Jesse on here to give us a tour of the facilities.
Man, I gotta win some games, man. You talking about getting them on here.
Coach Jesse still the head coach at Mulberry. What you said? They better what now?
Games.
Hey, Yeah, you get a new guy, you get a new gym. So they did elementary and the high school. So Mulberry might be a destination place now. You gotta look good, like what Dion said. You gotta look good. You gotta look good to feel good, and feel good to play good.
Ain't nobody going to Mulberry to play.
That's what they say now. That's what they say.
That shirt you got on is red.
What happened now?
That shirt you got on is red.
So you saying that what's name ain't a destination?
No. Definitely.
Black said Mulberry went independent. It's probably in football, Black. It's a couple of independent schools in football.
That's Black, Billy D.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. It's a couple of people that's independent in football. Haines City.
They did go independent.
They did go independent in football.
That was a great decision.
Lake Region did too.
Great decision. Both of them great decisions.
One in 80 in 10 years.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's a great decision for them to go independent. Great decision in football. If they did, shout out to whoever made that decision, made that call on their football team. That's a great move.
Yeah,
football starting Friday, brother. I be doing them picks and I be hating. I be struggling on what to say about. And I ain't gonna say that because then people say I'm hating on kids. You gotta be careful with what you say because then you're hating, and at that point, then it becomes what's the point?
Listen, if your team sorry, schedule Haines City in Mulberry.
Coach, y'all got Mulberry.
No, we got Haines City though.
Look at Mike. Y'all be ready for it too. Coach London talking about who else need to go independent. Tuma, tell who else need to go independent. I know you'll say it. I ain't gonna say it, but know you'll say it.
Davenport, Haines City, Mulberry.
Who else? That's it.
Yeah.
Mulberry, Haines City, Davenport, Lake Region. Them only four need to go independent.
You definitely need to go. Them four definitely need to go. Hey, let me catch a scope early on, and I'll tell you. You get beat by 7, I'm letting you know you need to go independent.
If they independent, they ain't gonna get beat by 7. They're gonna be playing Bridgewater Baptist and and Crayola Christian.
If you got Lake Gibson and Lakeland on your schedule and you get beat by 50, wave the flag.
But if you get beat by 50 by them people, is that really a bad thing? I mean, them people like if
that
you
means go independent and get some confidence. It ain't just a bad thing.
But is it a bad thing? Is it a embarrassment to lose by 50 to Lake Gibson or Lakeland?
Yeah. Embarrassment to get beat by 50 by anybody you a black coach. See, look, if you build it, they will come. That's a lot of who told? Hey, if you build it, they will come. Who told y'all that?
Man, look, man. If I'm Crayola Christian, man, and I line up against Lake Gibson, and Lake Gibson got 17 D1 kids, I line up against Lakeland, they got 13 D1 kids. I get beat by 50, man. Ain't no. I mean, I'm supposed to get beat by 50 with them people, man. I mean,
I would pray you be getting a check from them.
Exactly.
I would pray you getting a check from them to line up to get beat by 50 with these kids these days.
Yeah. If they're not in your district, why are you scheduling them?
Yeah.
Coach fault.
If they're okay.
Yeah, and then you got Lake Gibson and Lakeland back to back. Oh my. You would split 1-1. Who you gonna be? I disagree. That sounds good, don't it, Mike? They're gonna split with when Lake Gibson gonna beat the brakes out of That's gonna be personal.
Oh man. Oh.
Them two like
yeah, they got Lake Gibson and Lakeland back-to-back weeks. That's a tough. That's tough.
Who agreed for that schedule?
That's tough on the schedule maker. That's tough. They get to make their own schedule with that, right?
I don't think so. Not the district games.
District games is set. They don't get no input on that, right?
Yeah, those are district games, yeah.
They need to call the AD, man, and switch that up.
Oh man.
Do what Lakeland did back in 04. Meningitis or whatever it was.
Oh, encephalitis. Not meningitis.
All themselves sick with COVID.
Oh man. So yeah, football start this Friday, man. It's football season. I know Bartow play Fort Meade. Kathleen play East Bay.
I refuse to play them back to back without no scouting report. Man, that's crazy, man.
Oh man. I don't think they had no input on that one.
No, not at all.
Hey, I'm taking the gun, putting it on the table. who do you flip? Like, listen, that's a tough one though. Like, if you playing them, who do you prepare for?
What you gonna do? They two totally different teams, so you can't, like you say, like say you're gonna do one thing, it's gonna work for both, but they both do.
That ain't even like. I ain't never seen them do that before. They never played each other.
But they're in the same district now, so that's very much possible.
Oh,
the thing is that it's gonna be the numbers game. You know, Lakeland, Lake Gibson, been prominent programs, so they got the numbers out there. Physically, that might beat up Kathleen, bro.
It's gonna be tough because Kathleen ain't got the numbers.
Yeah,
but they gonna get numbers because they gonna get playoff numbers. Kathleen can get in the playoffs and by just playing them people.
Yeah,
I think Kathleen got like 5 teams on their schedule that made the playoffs last year, so they gonna get points.
Yeah, they got Lakeland, Lake Gibson, Jenkins, and Bartow in their district, bro.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yes, sir.
If them points, you get points for the strength of schedule, right? But you get beat by 100 in 2 weeks, and then you get them points to get in the playoffs, who you gonna have to play first? One of them. Like, yeah, so you right. And I'd be calling somebody like, hey, I need to buy in between so I can prepare.
I don't think they had no input on it though.
Yeah, you don't play Duke on Monday and North Carolina on Tuesday. You gonna at least wait and give yourself a day.
I agree. And then Bartow ain't gonna be bad at football either. And they're a district game. And then, you know,
it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. And I guess the good thing is, even though they play them back to back, they play them toward the end of the season. So they, you know, they'll have about 6, 7, 8 games in before they have to run up on them.
Yeah. Now if they like 6-1 and they go up against that, hey, you just gotta step up the plate. But what if you 1-6 and then you gotta step up in the paint against that 5? You gotta walk in that 5.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Back to back.
My thing is, if it goes like Toomer's predicting, bro, you might lose your team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it won't be no coming back.
There you go. They got a bye week. You got to have a bye week between that, man. You can't play both of them back to back.
Well, back to back games, maybe not back to back weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you got a bye, then you just got to step up and coach.
You got to coach them up.
Yeah. I was saying, boy.
And that's why Mike London said they're going to go 1-1. That's why Mike said they're going to go 1-1.
Huh?
That's why Mike said they're going to go 1-1.
Hey, Kathleen is known to beat Lake Gibson. They beating them in the time we didn't think they could. So,
I mean, it's a rival game, so you know what's going to happen.
Getting a Ray Lewis uniform. Remember y'all telling that story? Ray Lewis bought the uniform. Y'all wait at the halftime barn. Y'all wait to warm up. They were warming up in the old uniforms, and then they came out and Ray Lewis had all that Under Armour gear now.
Yeah.
What they did to Lake Gibson then?
Yeah, they beat the brakes out of Lake Gibson that night.
Hey, somebody better black. Y'all better go spend some money.
They need to have them uniform waiting on.
Boy, wow, hyped up, man. Then didn't mean to pull up upset. It's hard. You can beat one of them now.
I think they got I mean, like you said, they can. The good thing is they play them late on in the year, so they can keep the numbers up.
I wouldn't even call it an upset because we don't know what Kathleen got. I wouldn't even say
everybody's 0-0 right now. Everybody it's just on paper right now till Friday.
Hype just between Lakeland and the hype of Lake Gibson got the most pressure on them because they got all them 5 stars and they still ain't winning nothing. And the pressure on Lake Gibson. And they got home. So Kathleen going there and beat the brakes out of them guys, man. Be surprised. Them guys lose to Lakeland, they season be down. Let Lakeland go to Lake Gibson and beat them again. Their season might crash. Man, we can't beat them again. Can't run from them now. Transfer or not, you got to play.
Do you think it's like a mental block there? You know, and sometimes it's hard to get over that mental block. Like, man, we ain't never beat them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, playing both sides of the field against Lakeland, boy, you got to be ready for a quarter.
So football this week. That's about why we on it, I guess. Bartow, Fort Meade. That's a rivalry game.
Bartow.
It's kickoff classes, so you don't even know if they're playing all their people.
You don't think they're gonna play everybody? Gonna play everybody?
I think Bartow got a point to prove though. But everybody was surprised with that 7-0 record last year, and then they got bounced out in the first round.
I heard Fort Meade's pretty good though, but like I said, I don't think Cornelius will do anything.
Got a pretty good
to get his kids hurt.
That freshman supposed to be pretty good freshman quarterback. I don't know if they're gonna start him or not. But I mean that's Bartow Fort Meade. That's always a rivalry game. That's always a big deal. What
like Kathleen Lake Gibson, he's always a rivalry. I don't think has it been a blowout? Has it been any blowouts in that?
Kathleen Lake was a blowout last year. It was a running clock last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where was it? It's the game at Kathleen this year, right?
The game at Kathleen this year. It was at Lake Gibson.
Yeah, Kathleen definitely. Who they play first, Lakeland or they play Lake Gibson first?
I think they played Lake Gibson first.
They got a chance.
They got a shot, you think?
Yeah, they definitely got a chance.
So it should be. I know Lakeland playing in a like a jamboree type deal, which that's kind of interesting for them. They normally don't be in the county. They normally go out the county, and but they in the county. They be over at Arbondale playing East Lake and Arbondale 2 quarters. Kathleen got East Bay at home. Who Lake Wells got, Coach? You know?
I think it's Haines City, but let me check.
Oh, Haines City, boy, you should.
Y'all playing the kickoff class, Coach?
I'm putting up JV players and all in Haines City. Everybody getting to work.
Oh man, Haines City, man, and they gonna be independent in football, but not basketball.
Yeah.
Winter Haven.
Oh, that might be the game of the night if they play all their people. Lake Wells and Winter Haven. Okay, they spent Kathleen play on Thursday, not Friday. I may check that out. That's gonna be at Kathleen. I saw they moved the game to Kathleen now. I may check that out. It's on a Thursday, ain't on a Friday. Let's see the Red Devils working with. That Lake Wells Winter Haven game. If everybody play, that should be game. That should be game of the week. I'm thinking for football.
Now I heard so many different stories. Kathleen got 30 players.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I want to see for myself so I can make up my own. But yeah, I heard the numbers. They ain't got a high list of numbers out there. And so how important for you all, and this we can kind of finish up with this one, kind of since we're talking about football, because we know a lot of teams got 2 sport guys. How important is it going to be for teams with how they navigate the fall season as it relates to their 2 sport guys and what they do without the 2 sport guys? Mainly the guys that's playing football with some of these teams.
So better be smart and schedule the games later. And just play a lot during January and February.
No, I'm saying fall, like right now. Like, like fall ball, fall condition, whatever. What is it like?
What can you do if you're missing 4 or 5 of your best players? How much more you can improve from a team standpoint? It depends on watch the league you put in. There's a lot of fall leagues, right?
It's fall league. That's what I'm saying. What are you doing? What is you doing? If it's you, what is it that you're doing? Same thing, same question you, Coach. If you got 2 sport guys,
I'm playing.
You got to work out in the fall. You got to get your fall stuff situated. How does that look for you?
I'm playing the league with McKeel and Lakeland Christian, not with Albedale and Bartow. Hey.
To be honest, what I would do, I would look at playing somewhere else on one of the neighboring counties in like Hillsborough or Orange. Try to get in one of their fall leagues because I don't want to play nobody that I'm playing during the season anyway. But this is a time to help develop those players that you probably going to depend on to come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? A lot of skill work, a lot of conditioning, and try to get those other kids ready. So when you do have your complete team, you know, you want, you know, what we did at LA, well, we always thought our bench was better than anybody else's bench. So when they brought kids off and we brought kids off, the league kind of extended because we just felt our kids were better. So this is the time for development. You got to get those kids ready so you can depend on them in those situations.
While I'm playing Mulberry.
That's not going to help you, Tuma. You know that. That ain't helping you.
If I'm missing my 5 starters, 4 of my 5 starters, I ain't gonna go play against Bartow and Lake Wells and all that. Y'all beat up on each other.
Well, I mean, those wins or losses don't count against you.
Man.
But like I said, I'm not playing in those anyway. I don't want to play them. I go to Hillsborough or I go to Orange and see what they got going on, play over there. Or I will find a men's league. That's what we did with Dominique and Beasley. Them. We played in the men's league that they had.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's smart.
That by that church by Florida Southern, First Presbyterian, they got it. They tell him.
Yeah. Go put your kids in the men's league.
We just got the inbox of Kathleen football schedule. Kathleen got a chance to the first 5 games. They got a shot.
We Davenport, we got Horizon, which is a new school also.
Haynes City?
Friday.
No, they got first 5 games. Zephyr Hills, Tampa Catholic, Arbondale, Jenkins, and Lakewood.
Oh, they definitely gonna win the first 2.
Yeah, they can compete in them. They can compete with them 3. They got a shot to.
Arbondale gonna be trash this year?
Tampa Catholic, I think.
Alberta's supposed to be pretty good.
Tampa Catholic gonna be Tampa Catholic be tough.
Lakewood gonna be tough.
What's
Lakewood tough in football?
Yeah, Lakewood tough in football too.
I thought it was just basketball.
No.
So Lakewood, I know Tampa Catholic is pretty good at football.
Okay.
I know. Yeah, I know they got East Bay this week. I was talking about
where your chances at?
You asked me where the chances at?
Yeah, for the schedule, the first 5 games you made.
I think they got like they. I think I think they got like the chance against Zephyr Hills.
I like them against Zephyr Hills all day.
Jenkins, like them against Jenkins.
Jenkins, yeah, that's 2 games they definitely should win.
Arbondale, I think, is a toss up.
What the game is for Arbondale? Is it in Arbondale or Kathleen?
Their schedule says at Kathleen.
Kathleen then.
And they on the road against Tampa Catholic and Lakewood. They gotta go to Tampa.
I like them to be 3-2.
They gotta go to Tampa. They gotta go to St. Pete.
Yeah, I like them to be 3-2. Even if they got 30 players.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm sorry. I just got a text message. I'm sorry. Let me stay professional and focused on the show. So yeah, I just wanted that because we got a lot of teams that got 2 sport guys, and so it's always interesting to see how different people navigate that. Navigate that missing them guys, and some people gonna get their guys back sooner than others, but nobody gonna get their guys back before the first week in November because that's the end of the regular season. So I don't care if you go 0-10. If you got a kid that's playing football, you ain't getting that kid in the gym. If they come in right after that, that last game, you ain't getting them to November 8th. And I think the first game of tip off is what, like 2 weeks later, like the week before.
2 weeks later.
Yeah, so if you get them on November 8th, and then the week of the 22nd is when you play tip off, you got it for 2 weeks. That's if they don't get to the playoffs. And we know we are predicting there's going to be multiple teams in the county that's going to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who really going to get their kids before November? Probably before Thanksgiving. There's going to be a lot of them ain't going to get their kids before Thanksgiving. That's Bartow will get their kids probably.
But who all from Bartow playing football though?
Bartow, I don't know. Don't get me the line. I think McGriff got a couple kids, not as many as he had last year.
Yeah, not as many as last year.
But he ain't got as many as the other schools got. But then like Lakeland ain't gonna get their kids. Lake Gibson, Arbondale, Winter Haven got kids that play football. So you got some of these people ain't gonna get their kids for a little minute, So
yeah, but Winter Haven will be in a better position than everybody.
Yeah, you can't sit around from what this is, August the 15th. Yeah, school started last week. You can't sit around from August 15th to November something and not do nothing. So you got to kind of have a plan, like you said, to develop, and that go back to teaching and developing and having a program. You can't just roll the balls out with guys who probably, to Tuma's point, you ain't gonna be having playing anyway. So what you gonna do? I mean, you gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting to want to hear y'all feedback on that, or y'all take on how that.
Like I said, they have fall leagues. They also have weekend shootouts that you can have your teams participate in. If I'm them, I recommend at least 2 or maybe even 3 of them to get those kids experience to help get them ready.
Yeah. So Mike Lund, we don't know. That's a great mystery. If Jordan gonna play basketball. No, he didn't play summer league. So, and word is one day he ain't playing, another day he is playing. So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to play. Definitely help them a whole lot if he does. Not saying that they need help, but I mean you can't never have too many dogs, and we know he's certified. So if he do play, that definitely elevates Bartow even more. So, all right, guys. Last question for the night before we get off. It's a simple one. What is one goal that you have given yourself? And if you haven't, think about it now. What's one goal you got for the week for yourself?
Just for the week?
For the week, yeah. Or the month, if you got a month, how do you do it? Just one goal you got that you're going to do, that you want to make sure that you get done this week.
Continue to have a positive work environment and take 5 steps ahead in my business and with my step team. So improvement across the board. Just 1 step. I'm being sarcastic with 5 steps, but improve daily, and keep a positive work environment, because last week was great.
Just building off what Tuma said, being at Davenport, we're a new school that just opened this week for the first time, and just building positive relationships with the new staff and the new students that are there is definitely number 1 on my list. Another thing is that we talked about on this show over and over again is financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to gain as much information that I can about investing, just trying to find other ways to make money, credit building, so I can also pass that information on to my players, like being Alante and Kevin Capers talk about it all the time, just to make sure that they're making smart moves with their money. But also, just trying to put myself in a position, because we're not going to always work. So we got to be in a position that we can retire comfortably.
Hey, give me flip it.
Do what?
I flip it.
Hey, bro, we can do that. We can talk.
And for me, one goal I have is just to just be positive. Be positive in what I say, what I write, what I think, from a professional and a personal level. Try to make sure that I am I get a little bit better each day, but any interaction with anybody I have with, be it personal or professional, that I'm always looking for the best possible solution, and that's not always easy. So I want to make sure that my thoughts and my words and my actions all line up. So that's one of my goals for this week. It's been a weekly goal, but I just sometimes, when you say it out loud, it makes you more accountable to it when you write it or when you say it. So I just want to get y'all take on that as we go into, this is the second week of school, right? For you all, second full week of school. We know that we're hearing all the time, almost daily. We're getting reports of other areas, other counties, other cities, other states that are slowly being, shut down, slowly being quarantined and things of that nature. So hopefully for you all at your schools, everybody continues to be safe. We don't know how this is going to go. We kind of got an idea, but we don't really know. So we just kind of got to take it almost one day at a time and one week at a time. So I know you guys have got a lot of protocols in place. I don't know if any PSAs you all want to say for your people that's under your charge that may watch the show, be it school-wise, be it team-wise, be it if you want to do that, that's fine. But just want to, like I said,
I will let everybody know that as far as football games, they're letting people in 100%. But as far as basketball games or something that's inside right now, their prediction is only 75% capacity. Is what came down from the county right now.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I stay masked up at work. Definitely.
Stay masked up, man. Keep washing your hands. Keep sanitizing. Man, even if you've been vaccinated, just be safe. That's Polk Hoops PSA. Obviously, we can't force you to do anything, but just protect yourself, man. We just don't take your health for granted, and don't put your health in somebody else's hands. That's our PSA.
It's storm season too, man. So stock up on canned goods and all that other stuff too.
Be proactive before you end up in the store and you're fighting for water and toilet water, all that, because people start doing that panic buying, and you don't want to get into panic, so you want to be proactive and gonna prepare yourself now. So, all right, man. Well, we're gonna let everybody get off, man. Get ready for the next work week. Appreciate Alante and Brandon coming on, man, and sharing their experiences and their story, man. Just great motivation. I hope the young guys listen to these guys talk about 2-a-day workouts and 7 hours in the gym. So the next time you complaining about a coach saying something to you, or thinking that they too rough on you, or you think you working, just look at what somebody else is doing when you always want to measure how you working. And at the end, if you one of the people that pray, if that's Coach Grant, pray for Haiti, man. Haiti took a beating the other day with the storm. So y'all pray for Haiti, man. Just pray for that. If you're in the praying business, man, just pray, man. There's so much stuff going on. Just stay prayed up for you, for your friends, for your family, for your enemies, for your loved ones, because nobody's to the point where they don't need prayer. So pray often, pray all the time, and until next week, man, if all hearts and minds are clear, as they say in the Baptist church. Y'all have a great week, man. Until next time, Polk Hoops. We out.
Y'all have a good one.